Hey friends, today I'm thinking about oxygen. We need oxygen every day, all day long, to live and to survive. But what's so weird is we don't see it. We know it's in the air, but we don't really see the air. All we see is what the air does, what it affects, like the wind rushing through the trees. I wonder, how else do we see the air that's around us? I know there are hot air balloons that heat the air and they have to rise up. That's one way we can see the air around us. I know that there are birds and butterflies. They don't just flap their wings, they float and glide in the wind. That's one way that we can see the air around us. Oh, the other day I was flying a kite. That was so cool. The wind just took it up in the air, and it was like this crazy dance of giving it a little string and then pulling the string taut and moving it around to keep it up in the air. That was a neat way to see the air and the wind around me. It's so interesting that there are so many things that we need to survive and that we know exist, but we can't always just see when we think about it. It's just there. The Holy Spirit is kind of like the air that we breathe, the air that surrounds us. We can't always see it. And when we hear about it in the Bible, we hear a lot of times of how it affects things, not so much about how someone specifically saw it, but instead how it works through things. So, like in the creation story, God breathes life into Adam. Or that story we heard a few weeks ago, when Jesus went through those locked doors and met his disciples, he breathed onto the disciples. There's a lot of stories. There's another story we're going to hear about in a few weeks, where we hear about the Holy Spirit being like fire and a rushing wind. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Well, because it makes me think of wind and the air we breathe, I thought it might be neat if I showed you a few ways that you can remember God is always with you and that the Holy Spirit is always working within us, around us, through others, even when we can't always see it. And so I've got a few different things we can do that I think would be really fun exercises for all of us, no matter what our age. And when we do these things, to think about how these breaths are very similar to how the Holy Spirit works. Sometimes we need peace. The Holy Spirit helps bring us peace, and so I want to show you a breathing exercise you can do to remember that the Holy Spirit brings peace, the Holy Spirit will bring you peace, and then maybe as you do it, you will start to feel more peaceful. This is a hot air balloon breath. So you might want to just get comfortable in a chair, maybe sit on the ground in a cross-legged position. Yeah, you can do that right now. It's okay. The people who are with you are the people who know you the best. So why not do this now? Okay, we're going to start by cupping your hands around your mouth like we're going to blow in that balloon. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and then slowly start to blow out through our mouth, growing our hands outwards like it's the balloon itself, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're going to keep exhaling slowly to fill it as big as we can. And once our balloon is as big as it can be, and we finish that exhale, we're going to let it go into the sky and breathe normally. And as we watch it drift into the sky, just kind of sway back and forth as we watch it drift away. So let's try this together, okay? First, we're going to start with the balloon right here. And we're going to breathe in through our nose and then exhale and watch it blow up and into the sky. Ready? Do it one more time. I already feel a little more peaceful, don't you? And I have two beautiful hot air balloons up floating above me. I don't know if you can see them. I bet you have your own now too. Now I want to show you a different kind of breath. This is a breath that you can use to remember, yes, sometimes the Holy Spirit is like fire, and the Holy Spirit gives new life and breathes new life into things. So this is a dragon fire breath. This one's pretty fun. So now that we're all peaceful, I'm going to wake you up a little, okay? So what we're going to do here is interlace our fingers under our chin. And when we inhale, we're going to lift our elbows up. And when we exhale, we're going to lift our head up and say, like a dragon breathing fire. And at the same time, our elbows are going to go back down. Are you ready to become dragons? We're going to breathe this fire breath into the sky. Are you ready? Let's do it. Whoa. Do you feel that? I feel warm and a little tingly, and my heart is beating faster. I feel alive. And that's something the Holy Spirit does within us and works around us to help bring new life to things. It's kind of amazing, huh? Whew, I almost need another relaxation one now. All right, the next one I want to show you is a way to remember sometimes we get too hot and bothered, like with that fire breath, and we need to cool down. So this is something some of us will do easier than others because some of us are able to curl our tongue like this. Can you make like a little taco tongue? Or like a little straw or a tube? And if you can't do it with your tongue, do it with your mouth. And so we're going to curl the sides of our tongue up. And this is a genetic thing. You can ask about genetics to your science teacher. And we're going to make that tube or straw. And then when it's sticking out a little bit, or if it's just your lips, we are going to suck the air in through our tongue or through our little circle mouth and exhale slowly through our nose. So what you're going to notice when you breathe in is it feels very cool. You're going to feel that right away. And when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out all that hot air that's maybe left in our bodies. So this is a way to refresh ourselves, just like how the Holy Spirit can give us refreshment and help us cool down a little. And it's kind of like a cleansing thing. And that's what the Holy Spirit does for us too. So let's try this. Ready? Let's just do this maybe 3 times. Okay? So make your tube tongue or your circle and let's go. Isn't that amazing? I feel so much cooler and refreshed. And my mind feels clearer. It's amazing the little things we can do with our breath that can help us see things in a new way. And that's just like how the Holy Spirit works within us. And for our last one, this one's kind of fun. This is a bumblebee breath. So remember when I was talking about how sometimes we see a bird or a butterfly or maybe another flying insect in the sky and it kind of hovers in that wind. We're going to pretend like we are just like that. We're going to be a bumblebee. And what we're going to do is, you can still be sitting with your legs crossed, or you can be laying down or sitting in your garden, and you can be joining all your bumblebees in your garden. And what we're going to do is breathe in through our nose, and then with our fingers and our ears, hum out our exhalation when we exhale. So it's going to be like a buzzy humming sound. And that word is resonance. You're going to create resonance, and you might even feel a little tickle in your mouth because it's going to buzz a little. But this is something that can calm you down and give you peace, and maybe even connect you with the nature that's around you. Like I said, if there are bees in your garden and you're sitting outside. So let's just try it. It's just fun. All right, so breathe in through your nose. Tickle, tickle. One more time. Oh my goodness, that tickled a lot. But at the same time, it was relaxing, wasn't it? So those are just some fun, different breathing things you can do when you're bored, when you're by yourself, when you think you need some calm or some cooling down or to let some hot air out. Whatever it is, try it and see how the Holy Spirit works in that for you, and how the Holy Spirit is showing up all the time, whether you're aware of it or not, and giving you life in just the way you need. And when we breathe, we share that life with others. So think about that too. Whatever kind of breath we have, we're sharing that with the people around us. So that was fun. Thanks for trying that with me. And I hope that you are feeling just what you need. Peace, refreshment, rest, energized, calm, new life. Whatever it is, I hope that you have that today.